The Ministry of Infrastructure and Transport is directly responsible for policy formulation, planning, design, regulatory, coordination and implementation of programs, projects and services relating to engineering works, meteorology, transportation and public utilities which are part of government infrastructure sector in Fiji. In addition, the Ministry is also responsible for policy and legislative formulation as well as administrative and regulatory functions of various government commercial statutory authorities, GCSAs, and government commercial companies, GCCs, under its line portfolio of the Minister for Infrastructure and Transport. Under the Ministry's core functions, engineering works cover important infrastructure components such as buildings, joinery, mechanical, electrical, vehicle plant hire, rural electrification and renewable energy sources. Similarly, the transport sector covers land and maritime transportation as well as meteorological services. The public utilities sector encompasses energy, water and sanitation. The Ministry is responsible for overseeing policy, legislative, administrative and regulatory functions of the 4 GCSAs, which include Land Transport Authority, Water Authority of Fiji, Maritime Safety Authority of Fiji and Fiji Roads Authority, with the inclusion of the Fiji Electricity Authority as a government commercial company.
In 2017, the Department of Water and Sewerage was involved in the formulation of a number of water and wastewater policies, some of which include the National Water and Sanitation Policy, the Liquid Trade Waste Policy, and also Water Cutting Policy. The Liquid Trade Waste Policy was approved by Cabinet, while the other two are currently with Cabinet for endorsement. The department is also involved in the monitoring of rural water and wastewater schemes for rural communities, monitoring of urban water and wastewater schemes systems which are currently being operated by the Water Authority of Fiji. The department has also been involved in the monitoring of Water Authority's projects and budgetary allocations. We've also been involved in undertaking research and development of low-cost and environmentally friendly water and wastewater technologies for use in rural communities. We also had initiated work on the formulation of a national water and statistics database and report for Fiji. Also in 2017, the department had successfully convened the World Water Day celebrations in Levuka overland.
The construction of the new multi-purpose vessel, that is a 12-month project. The key laying was done in March of 2016. The launching of the vessel will be in January 2017 and delivery to Fiji is in March 2018. The beauty about this vessel, it has a hospital capability, so that will allow the department to, together with the Ministry of Health, to do health services out in the outer islands. Also, the multi-purpose vessel has the capability of doing beacon works around the islands in Fiji. Thirdly, is the probably can have seen the construction of the new GSS building. As you probably have known, the older building was not OHS compliant. So the building was started in September 2015. Contract was awarded to Cope Construction. It's about 98% complete. We are anticipating to move into the new building in August of this year.
The Department of Building and Government Architects has provided design works for 215 projects in 2016 and 2017 financial year, with a total value of 96 million.
This is in terms of facilitating architectural and structural design, vetting and provision of this detailed costing. The highlight of the Department of Building and Government Architecture is the design of a 10-bed new low-risk maternity hospital in Makoi, which will serve the Greater Nasilo area and Nosori. This hospital will be commissioned to the Ministry of Health at the end of August 2017. The Department of Building and Government Architect are now working closely with the Ministry of Economy's Construction and Implementation Unit with a number of major projects in ensuring contractual and documentation compliance and to safeguard government's interest, with the provision of these services for free to government ministries together with a number of projects to be delivered.
The rural electrification program that is under the Department of Energy aims to assist our rural communities that still don't have power supply. Last year we got a budget of 15 million basically for rural electrification program. There are a number of projects that we have under the rural electrification program. We have the solar home system and also the FA grid extension. For solar home system, we had assisted around 2,700 communities. Those are basically communities that are not accessing the FA grid, mostly in the maritime and interior of the main islands. For FA grid extension, we had assisted around more than 3,000 households. The ultimate objective was to first of all meet their basic energy needs, providing them with with basic lighting, and also to provide an environment where they can generate income activities through the supply of electricity.
The Department of Transport, in its policy and planning components, its main responsibilities is one is the government shipping franchise scheme. We actually responsible for the service of the service to the most uneconomical routes in Fiji. There's about 9 of those routes which are very uneconomical in the sense that if left to normal vessel operators, they would not service those routes. There are 170 ports within those nine economical routes, mainly in the maritime islands. Out of the 9 ports, we have about 5 vessel operators that provide this service. This scheme actually ensures that we connect people to the maritime islands and vice versa, and at the same time connect cargoes and ensure accessibility of people to the different ports in the maritime islands and also to the main ports of Suva and Utoka. In terms of one of our major activities also is the transport planning database, which we recently launched in July 2016. The gist of the project is really to determine the travel behavior pattern and also to see how people are accessing their different destinations.
Fiji Meteorological Service is an essential service to keep our communities safe and secure through provision of dynamic and quality weather, climate and hydrological services. The core areas of responsibility include public, aviation and marine weather services, severe weather and tropical cyclones and flood forecasting services. On the regional scale, public, marine and aviation services are provided to Niue, Tonga, Kiribati, Nauru, Tokelau, Tuvalu and Cook Islands. Fiji Meteorological Service hosts a regional specialized meteorological center for tropical cyclones, one of the 6 such centers and only in a developing country. It also serves on the Executive Council of the World Meteorological Council, a focal point for Fiji with the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, and serves on the Pacific Meteorological Council. A few of the Fiji Meteorological's major achievements for 2016 to 2017 include World Meteorological Celebration Day in Rakiraki, roadshow in Kandavu, establishment of a media center, certification on aviation service provider, construction of the new Lamasa office, reconstruction of Vanuatu Balavu Weather Office and the installation of flood warning systems. Weather and climate cross-cuts all sectors of the economy. Therefore, whatever the weather is, keep smiling.
2016 and 2017 is the first year that the performance monitoring unit has been really on the ground, and I must say that it has achieved a lot, even though it's in infancy stages. One of the things that we have done this year is we have looked after the AWTs from all department agencies as well as the commercial statutory authorities affiliated to the ministry. We also facilitated 3 QPPRs by moving them to the Ministry of Economy. But not only that, the important part of the work that we have done is verifying what is reported in those reports. And as far as complaints is concerned, we have actually assisted a lot in firming up on the processes for addressing complaints from the public. As far as the complaints are concerned, and we've seen a remarkable increase in issues resolved from about 30% at the beginning of this year to about 50% as we speak. And we look forward to increasing this further by keeping the channel of communication always flowing from the public to the implementing agencies, from the implementing agencies through the stakeholders and back to the public.
One of the departments under the Ministry of under MOIT is the Department of Works. Now the operations for the department are decentralized, and these are overseen by the 3 divisional engineers, Divisional Engineer West, North and the Central Eastern. During our peak periods, there are approximately 800 to 1,000 employees, which of course includes temporary project workers. Various types of products and services that are being provided by the 3 divisions ranges from the provisions of plant hire services, joinery works, plumbing works, building and construction services, mechanical and electrical works, welding and fabrication, and likewise with the refrigeration works. Now these services are available to both the private and public sector with government approved rates. The department has come a long way, and we have continued to work towards improving our processes to be able to be more efficient and more effective in how we deliver our services. The initiative of having to participate in the Fiji Business Excellence Award is one that we are very proud of, as this will only help us realize more of our untapped potentials.
In 2014, the Ministry was privileged to receive the prize award in the Public Service Commission Service Excellence Award Initiative. This was in addition to the previous 2012 and 2013 Achievement Awards. This was credit to the efforts of all staff for their perseverance, adaptability, and commitment to excellence in the way we conduct our business. This dedication to achieving business excellence was further enhanced when the Ministry, in its overall SCA strategy, supported its Department of Meteorology and Department of Building and Government Architect with its entry into the Fiji Business Service Excellence Award. The honor of receiving an achievement and prize award at this auspicious Private Sector Excellence Awards competition confirmed the positive outcomes of the transformation that has been implemented in the Ministry over the last 3 years. This is a testament of the Ministry's ambition to providing the very best service to all Fijians.
Nisa Bulla and Namaste. It is my very great pleasure to highlight a few of the Ministry of Infrastructure and Transport's achievements in the last couple of years. Our annual corporate plan has 40 outputs and outcomes that we use to measure what we do and our service delivery. We are very focused on trying to achieve increased and improved service delivery right across Fiji for the benefit of all Fijians. The government has provided funding to achieve both our capital program and meet our operational expenses, both for the Ministry and for 4 CSAs that are responsible for service delivery. The Ministry has consistently achieved 80% of its strategic goals and outcomes over the last 3 years, as has been externally measured. And we are aware that we need to do better and achieve higher rates of success across all of our delivery platforms. That is one of the reasons why we've entered into this competition, to see how we compare with our peers and to see areas where we can improve our service delivery.
Government is investing hugely on Fiji infrastructure development and is totally passionate in modernizing the existing structures and system in terms of water supply, road accesses, rural electrification and safe transport system. Building a stronger and resilient structure to support private sectors and enhancing economic growth is imperative for the nation. The Ministry of Infrastructure has huge responsibility in providing an integrated approach to monitor infrastructure sectoral development plans in terms of its implementation and in accordance to the budget provisions and approved work program. In a recent internal reform, the Ministry of Infrastructure have put in place a special performance monitoring unit to observe and closely monitors the department and CSAs under our ministry in accordance to their approved work program. Now, the results of monitoring normally reflected in our monthly report, and we map out a strategic methodology to ensure positive impact is realized on the ground.
The Ministry progressively achieved all critical outputs stipulated in its annual corporate plan in the year 2016-2017 with an overall result of 85.79%. The significant improvement was attributed to the achievement of most of its output targets and the effective monitoring process put in place by management. The Fiji Business Excellence Awards framework has set a benchmark for the Ministry and its employees in terms of performance and service delivery. The ministerial vision of achieving economic growth and prosperity for the people is consistent with government's rationale of inclusive development, supporting the national vision of a better Fiji for all. The Ministry commitment in fulfilling the guiding principles of the Green Growth Framework and the UN Sustainable Development Goals, which is central to the government's National Development Programme and a cornerstone to both the 5-year and 20-year national plan.